all the strides we've made. So yeah, so Ini, we are going to be talking about, we're going to be doing module 8. Okay, yeah, káàbọ̀ lórí ètò ti tòní o. So who do we have? Okay, we've got Alkaline on deck. Alkaline, how you doing, brother? Come up. Let's get started, Let's get started. Okay, how you doing, brother? You good, yeah?
Yeah, man, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, man, good. Ẹ káàsán.
Ẹ káàsán.
Ẹ káàsán.
Ẹ káàsán.
Yeah, you gotta get it on right. That's perfect. Ẹ káàsán. And you know what that means, right? What does that mean?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Just keeping you on your toes, you get me? Because it's all about the practice, it's all about the practice. These things, when it comes to languages, which just reminded me, so I done a show midweek, and I got suspended. Like, I was like, let's say, I was about 90% of the show, I got suspended. I don't know, maybe somebody reported the page, maybe TikTok was airing something it wasn't happy about, it wasn't comfortable about, so I got suspended, but I'm glad I got it back, which teaches me a lesson though, which means in future, if I want to do something that's potentially controversial, I use my own personal TikTok. I'm not going to use this one, because this is the one I'm using for the class, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I did, obviously, I wasn't thinking about that at the time. So the show was about this, basically.
Yeah, I saw that come out.
So it was about this. Basically, I made a discovery, and I just wanted to share it with people. I made a discovery. It's a bit of a, it's a hot topic though. Like, it's a hot topic. So yeah, but the video is on YouTube, so I posted it on YouTube. So if anyone's interested in that and people want to go and catch up with that, definitely, definitely check it out. I'm talking about the conflict and the the instabilities in Nigeria, in Africa in general, to be honest with you. But it is not as what they're telling us. There is a hidden agenda that I uncovered the other day that's actually very sinister. So it's actually it should be worrying to all African people. What I shared, When people go and watch that video and they understand what's really, really going on, people should be really worried. Should be really concerned. But obviously, information, what does it do? It enlightens you, and hopefully we can move accordingly and make some adjustments in our thinking, as well as in the way that we are a bit passive to our own destruction, basically. We are a bit passive because we don't really understand at the deeper level. We don't really understand it, but obviously, hopefully, the information are shared, and I'm going to talk about it a bit more going forward because people need to know it is not what's currently being portrayed as religious conflict. It's not about religion. It's black extermination. But we know, but that's for another day, I suppose. So yeah, so that's where this is coming from, and that's why I got a midweek ban. I did another one yesterday as well. I haven't really posted yet. This is about this one here.
Okay.
This one is basically talking about what are the criteria. If we say somebody is a Yoruba person, what does it actually mean? Is this something that people could become because they start eating eba and fufu and amala and wearing agbada and you know what I'm saying? Can you become it just by doing those cultural practices? Does that make you a Yoruba? And this is related to something that's been going on in the political arena this week. There's somebody who's a politician in Oyo State who has a typical Fulani name, but trying to portray himself as Yoruba and trying to go for leadership positions, trying to get Yoruba people to support his political ambition. But it's not actually Yoruba, it's like. Yeah, it's based on what's been going on in the land. It's basically coming from a tribe that's literally like the up. It's like the top up.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then coming to our land and trying to get leadership position, trying to get people to vote for him to support his campaign. But you are actually the up. But he's trying to make an argument that, because he grew up in Yoruba land, that he's become a Yoruba. No. You don't become Yoruba. Because what did I say here? Is lineage based. So these are the things that can make you Yoruba. Yoruba are bloodline people. It's a civilization. It's a language family. It's a philosophical worldview. It's a spiritual tradition. You can only become a Yoruba through your genealogical lineage. You have to have the blood. You can't come and just say, because I was born there. It's like, if you were born in England, but it doesn't make you Anglo-Saxon.
Yeah.
You can't eat English breakfast and drink tea and wine and start calling yourself an Anglo-Saxon. You might be a British citizen because Britain or England is a country. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you will never be Anglo-Saxon because that's lineage based. That's DNA based. So yeah, I just needed to get this message out. So we did a very, very good show on that. Went on for like 7 hours actually.
7 hours? Wow.
Yeah. Might be one of my longest lives yet. So yeah, went on for about 7 hours. I remember starting just before 12, I think. It definitely went on to around 8 or 9. Probably longer than 7 hours. I haven't downloaded the video yet, so
that'll be long to
to download and try to dissect and edit. Yeah, I know. I haven't even attempted it yet. So this went on yesterday. A lot of lessons got taught. Some of our elders come on live and they give a lot of history. They talk about the history of the Yoruba people. We also went into other topics as well. So yeah, it was fantastic. So what's this? It might identify as Yoruba, but cannot become another lineage. Baba mi Ajewale Mosebajunilo. He cannot even identify as a Yoruba. That's almost like talking about what's been going on recently with the gender, right? Men identifying as women. And women identifying as men. You don't identify as a race. Or as a nation of people, you cannot. You can say that, you've adopted certain parts of their culture because you were born there, so you're doing certain things. But you must identify where you are from. Where's your people from? You know what I'm saying? It's like me in England trying to say, now I identify as an Englishman, as an Anglo-Saxon. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Especially when you're coming from an opposition tribe, like we're talking about a tribe that's been trying to wipe us out for a very long time. So they claim that, but we know the intentions. Exactly. Eshon Babami. They can claim that they're trying to infiltrate us, but we know their intentions. Exactly. We know their intentions and we're not having it. So that's basically the show that we done yesterday. It went on for, into the late hours. But one of the actions that came out of it is at the grassroots, the the young Yoruba children, the school children, they need to know this that people don't become Yoruba because they are born on our land. We need to make sure that people are, we spread the word and educate the youth so that they know that no, Yoruba is not something you become. You are either born or Yoruba or you are not. So people need to understand that. So yeah, obviously we are a welcoming people. And people are trying to take advantage of that. That's what some people are coming down, trying to take advantage of. They're trying to take advantage of our warmth, the way we embrace outsiders. But there is a time and a place for that. Not when we literally on the edge of war. You know what I'm saying? Not when we are facing existential threat. That's not the time to be playing around. No. That's the time to say, okay, let's put a pause on everything. You stand over there. Let us know who's who. So yeah, that's where we are right now. I'm just sharing the live, then we can get started. Power tap. Sorry, so yeah, on to today's topic. What we should really be talking about is Ilé Ẹ̀kọ́ Yorùbá. So we are in week 8, which is basically the module 8. Let me make that full screen. So Amama sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Ìmọ Ìjìnlẹ nípa ohùn àti orin. So we are going to be talking about ohùn àti orin. Okay, we're going to be talking about just delving deeper into some the utilization of the language, some of the instances or contexts where you may find the language. So lesson 1, ó sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ohùn Yorùbá, tones and sounds. So Yoruba is a tonal language, as I've always explained, okay, with 3 tones, which is high, low, and medium, right? High, low, mid. Example: di da is what? Is high. Do is low. Ohùn rere is mid, and you can see the vowels, right? A, e, u. Yeah, you can see it there. So, but obviously we know that is do, re, mi as well. Do, re, mi. So we could easily say do is low, re is high, and we can say mi or di is high. Re is medium, then this one is high. Okay, it's just another way of representing what we are already familiar with, this framework of do. Re, nope. Re, then we can call it D, or what we're familiar with is mi. It's just another representation of the same tone, basically, and it represents low, medium, and high. So àwọn mẹ́ta tó wà nínú èdè Yorùbá nìyẹn, okay? So examples: àga, that's chair. That's an example of a high tone, right? And we've got ọ̀gá, which has a combination of low and what? And high, which means chief. Àgbà, which is what? Elder. Okay, elder. We can add one more, actually. Let me add one more to that. We can say ore, which equals, ore means like, let's say it can be a gift, blessing, gift or blessing or favor. Okay? So we can say ore, we can call it gift, blessing or favor. Let me reduce the font size. I want all of that to fit in a single line. Yeah. Okay?
You see, Orga, is it gender neutral? Is it only that reference to?
It's gender neutral.
No. Okay.
Orga could mean chief, it could mean boss, it could mean leader, it could mean like a head. So it's gender neutral.
Okay.
Anybody can become Orga. Okay? Anybody could become Orga. It's completely gender neutral. But obviously, in certain instances, like when it comes to Oba, in Yoruba land, I would probably say Oba is typically like the men, the kings.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the king, when it comes to kingship, is men. You understand?
Yeah.
So yeah, when it comes, then that makes it more gender specific. Okay?
All right.
Yeah. So activity. Practice tones aloud for ah, 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 ah. It's the same way when we go ba, 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 ba. So that's basically what? We've got low tone and we've got high tone over here. Ah, 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 ah. Then we got ba, 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 ba. So it's important to practice these actually, because it helps you when you're saying certain things in Yoruba. Like earlier, when we wanted to say eka son, you see son is different from son. Eka son is different from son. So yeah, it's very important to master those tone. Obviously, when you see the tonal mark in the direction they're facing, you know what kind of tone they carry, right? So we, as we've taught in previous lectures, when the tonal mark is facing left, you know that's a low tone. So you say ah, that's a do, or ah. When it's facing left, when you don't see any tone on top of it, when you don't see any marking on top of it, what tone does that represent?
Mid-tone.
Mid-tone, right? Or re, that mid-tone. And when it's facing right, obviously that's high, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I would suggest is, again, there's a practice activity here for the registered students when you receive your workbook, which reminds me, I haven't sent out the workbook for last lecture. And the cause of the delay has been YouTube. For whatever reason, the video just got stuck in upload, and I keep refreshing it. It got stuck at 69%. So I've been trying for days to upload that same video of that lecture to YouTube, because I like to send out all the material for that week in one single email, right?
Yeah.
And I like to include the video link. But unfortunately, I don't know what's going on. Maybe I need to close down my YouTube, shut down my computer, restart it. Maybe it might work then. So hopefully I'll be able to get that out today. But so yeah, apologies for the delay for that. But it's not me. It's literally YouTube. It's just not allowing that video to upload. Okay, and lesson 2, Ìlú Yoruba. So drums hold a significant position in the Yoruba culture, in the Yoruba tradition. So drums they hold a very significant meaning in the Yoruba culture, in Yoruba tradition, spirituality and history, actually. So there are sacred drums in Yoruba land. Even some drums are actually venerated as Orisha as well. So when it comes to Bata, ritual and Orisha worship. So when it comes to certain drums are used for that. Bata. Then we've got Dundu, talking drum for messages and songs. Then we've got Gong, dance and communication drums. There are hundreds of drums. This is just a summary, just to give some examples in terms of different drums perform different roles in the Yoruba culture. Okay, and there's a proverb I've slotted in here: Ìlú Ìlù kìí dún lásán. Obviously, ìlù is meaning drums. Ìlù kìí dún lásán. A drum never sounds without meaning. So that's something that, in Yoruba culture, every drum, every sound that you hear, every tone of that the drum is playing, that the drummer is playing, has a meaning, has a significance. It is not just melodies. No, there's a meaning behind it. Okay, so in Yoruba culture, the drums, there's always meanings behind them. It's not something that's just happening randomly. They're not just melodies. So when you see a Yoruba drummer banging drums, you know that they're saying something. And even some drums are speaking in codes. Some drums are literally speaking in codes. Breakers, 2 minutes. Beautiful sounds, innit? Amazing sounds, right?
Yeah, I'm nostalgic.
Yeah. So basically in Yoruba land, the drums, they play a very important role. They're not just melodies. They're saying something. People communicate through drums as well. What's going on here? Yeah, people do communicate through drums. So drums have meanings in Yoruba land. Like I said, there's a proverb here. Ìlù kìí dún lásán. I actually just reminded me. I haven't played it in a while, but just reminded me that I've actually got one of them drums. Yeah, in my younger years, I used to play drums.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I used to play drums. That's a whole different life. Yeah. So yeah, And I'm not even using my stick, I'm just using my thumb. So yeah, I used to play drums back in the days. I used to play drums, man. Yeah, we used to like events and stuff like that. Or just by myself, I just used to play drums. So yeah, so drums are very important in Yoruba land. That was fun. And there's an activity here, like I said, once the workbook goes out, the students will be able to perform this activity. So draw or label drum parts in your workbook. Obviously, if you want to play around with it, if you fancy it, then go ahead and do that. I'm not going to be holding anyone. I'm not mandating that for anybody. Okay. So lesson 3, Orin Yoruba songs and melodies. Okay. So Yoruba songs preserve culture and faith. Okay. Our songs also play important roles in our community, in our cosmology. There are different types of songs which have different purposes. So Orin Ibukun, song of goodness. Okay, you're just talking about Ibukun, song of goodness. Orin Iriajo, song for journeys. If somebody's embarking on a journey, somebody's going on a journey, there are songs for journeys like Orin Iriajo. And there's Orin Iyami, songs for mothers. Okay, so different, but obviously there are other categories. Orin Kilongwe, Orin Ode náà wà. Orin òde, orin ìgbéyàwó, orin ọmọ. We've got different orin òde is like, like party, like an event, like a fest, like an event, like a function. Orin ìgbéyàwó, songs for weddings. Orin ọmọ, songs for children. Orin ìsọmọlórúkọ, we've got a different type of songs like that. Obviously, we've got orin ìṣẹ̀ṣe, and we have orin ifá. So all the different types of categories of songs, different purposes, they are sung at different events, different situations. So there's a lot of, different music, different songs which serve different purposes within the Yoruba culture. Okay? Structure, call and response. Okay? Leader, Olódùmarè Ìbà Gbémilékè, So activity, perform, so Olodumare, you already know that's the creator, right? That's the divine creator that from which everything came. And then when they say Ibare, this should be re, not re. That should actually be re. So when we say re, you know that this should have a bottom tone, shouldn't it? Based on previous lectures. Yeah, I'm gonna have to correct that. That should say Ibare, not Ibare, because we are saying we're paying homage to Olodumare. Then Gbemileke, that means lift me high, uplift me, help me overcome. Okay? And Ashe. So yeah, and then we have what we call Oriki. So Yoruba praise poetry. Oriki actually came up in the conversation, in the discussion we were having yesterday, during yesterday's live. We were talking about the importance of Oriki. And Oriki is basically it's actually a little bit more than, praise. So Oriki in Yoruba land, they fall under different categories. There is Oriki Eni, that means every individual, every Yoruba child has an Oriki. This is another way that we identify who's a true Yoruba person and who's an imposter. So Oriki has the very important impact in Yoruba land. So every child has an Oriki. Asuwani, and we also have Oriki Dile. That means Oriki of where you actually originate from. Okay? So, and this Oriki, they are not just poetry, although they are poetic, but they recall ancestry. They recall ancestry. They recall history. Okay? They recall, they affirm character so that people know where they come from, who they are. And they also awaken destiny. But in Oriki, but obviously those are the functions, those are the basics, yeah? But Oriki is also metaphysical. And a lot of people are aware of it, but most people they don't explain it in this way. Oriki are metaphysical because they are like encoded messages, not to your conscious mind, but to your subconscious mind. For example, a Yoruba child may be born in England, in China or Tokyo. They may not understand Yoruba in their conscious mind. They may not even understand. They may not even know the meaning. But if somebody comes that knows your lineage and starts singing your Oriki, you are going to feel something deep in your core. And the kind of feeling people describe it's like they feel like a sudden burst of energy. Some people describe they start getting goosebumps. They start getting the hairs on the back of their neck start rising. Even children, like if a baby is crying and they start singing the Oriki, Dile or Mono, children stop crying. You don't have to know the meaning this is why it's Oriki are encoded with ancestral messages. So even when the listener don't necessarily understand the words, but your subconscious mind, your Ori, understand it better than you. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Oriki is beautiful if the person, if people are able to understand it, because obviously then you can understand it in your conscious mind as well. But even if you don't understand it in your conscious mind, your subconscious mind understands it and it feeds off it. It awakens your inner spirit. That's why Orikis are very, very, very special in Yoruba land. These are ancestral encoded messages in the form of poetry and praises which resonates with your inner consciousness. Okay? Obviously, some people, they just look at Oriki, on the surface, but it's deep, it's deeper than that. Most people know how deep it is, most Yoruba people, but they just don't, they may not articulate it the way I've just done. So yeah, the Orikis are very, very important, and everyone should find out about their Oriki. I don't need to tell you then that you need to find out about your Oriki. But unfortunately, through westernization, I'm not even going to call it civilization. Let's just call it westernization. And the post-colonial erosion of our culture and traditions, a lot of people have forgotten their Oriki. A lot of parents don't even know their Oriki, so they don't even have it to give to their children. You understand? So people need to, but it's important. These are critical elements of our culture, which we need to preserve. Okay, so Orikis are very, very important. So we need to go and find out where every single one of us, if you are a Yoruba person, if you are from the Yoruba civilization, you need to go and find out what is your Oriki. If your parents don't know it, then your parents have the assignment to go and speak to their elders. Go and speak to people back home. Go and speak to people in the villages to find your Oriki. And there's a task on every single one of us. We then have to document them. We have to memorize them because it's important that they are preserved. These are metaphysical messages which awakens our spirit. They are encoded in a language that our inner spirit. So even if we, in our conscious mind, can't understand them, there is something which lives inside of us called the Orinu, the Orisha within, which understands it, which responds when your Oriki is been spoken, is been sang, and when it's been recited. Okay, it's very, very important because there is a being, our inner spirits, our inner conscious mind, which understands it and it feels it. When you're around, every single one of us, when we discover your Oriki and people start singing your Oriki in front of you, you're going to know what you're going to feel. You're going to feel something. Something is going to overpower you, and you're going to get an overpowering feeling. Okay? There was a video. There was a video I posted. I need to find it now. I posted a video, but I think I may have posted it as a story, not as not permanently on my page. So there was it was a video of somebody, a woman, I think it was around her birthday, and that woman's husband had secretly arranged for somebody. They called the people that go around that do this as a service. They are called akewi. The woman's husband had secretly arranged for somebody, an akewi, to come and sing the woman's oriki on her birthday. The woman was not aware of the arrangement, but when that person came and they started singing the oriki, that woman, like, she was literally in tears. She was on the floor. Let me find the video real quickly, and you'll be able to find many examples of it. Obviously, there are many other examples of this that you'll be able to find on social media. But basically, like, when people, like, the way people react when their oriki is being sung, is really deep. Is really deep. I could remember one time when I was doing my own research to try and rediscover some of our oriki from our background, and one of my aunts was able to get some of it, and she got it recorded, and then she sent me the voice note. I was overwhelmed when I finally when I played that voice note. I'll see if I can still find it actually. When I played that voice note, because even I need to store it, I need to record it somewhere. And I definitely need to write them out in words, but I got it as an audio file. It's really amazing the impact that they can have on a Yoruba person. So yeah. So when it comes to Yoruba people, these are, you could say oriki is another one of the technologies of that our ancestors have passed down in vocal form. Okay, in vocal form, which definitely resonates with our inner spirit. Okay, Ori wa ma feron oriki. Okay, so yeah, so I was talking about different types of oriki to wa. Oriki ìdílé, which is family or lineage based. Oriki orile, like oriki for like oriki ìlú for the town that you originate from. So every town in Yoruba land has an oriki. Every family in Yoruba land has an oriki. And like I said earlier, every child, oriki ọmọ náà wà, your own personal praise. Yours, which you're supposed to have. Oriki ọmọ náà wà. Obviously we've got oriki orisha, even our primordial ancestors, the energy point, our spirit, the orisha, they have their own oriki as well. Obviously our kings, like àwọn ọba, àwọn ìjòyè, they've got the oriki, àní oriki àwọn ọba, oriki àwọn ìjòyè, the royalties, the royal praise, they've got that. And also that we also have oriki honor, like oriki, when people are going on a journey, they've got oriki for that. There's also oriki that's basically craft based. So when we talk about àwọn nǹkan bí oriki or they are hunters. Okay, we've got oriki agbe are farmers. We've got oriki alagbede are basically blacksmiths. Okay, so we've got oriki for different parts of our cosmology, different parts of our society has an oriki. Okay. So yeah, oríkì jẹ́ nǹkan tí orí wa tó máa ń respond sí. It is it's awakening to our spirit. It can lift one up if somebody is feeling sad. And we see that in babies, in children. There's a lot of examples where people have actually recorded it and they've shown the baby's crying. All of a sudden, they start singing the baby's oriki. That baby stop crying, and the same baby start smiling because there is something which lives inside that baby. Ìṣẹ̀dá tó wà nínú ọmọ náà a máa fẹ́ràn oriki, a máa respond sí oriki. So oriki are ancestral messages encoded in audio version, in format, in verbal format, which resonates with our inner spirit, with our what? With our ori inu, with our what? With our orisha inu, the orisha within. Okay? So yeah, and there are some examples here. Ori mi gbà mí, ori mi ṣe mí ní rere, my ori lift me up and do me well. Okay? Ori mi gbà mí, my ori help me or accept me. Ori mi gbà mí, my ori help me or accept me. Ori mi ṣe mí ní rere, lift me up and do me well. So this can be okay. So gbà mí could be help me. Actually, you know what? I prefer help me or accept me. I prefer those ones. Okay. Ori mi gbà mí, ori mi ṣe mí ní rere. My ori help me, accept me, and do me well. Okay. And obviously, there's another one here, another oriki. Ọmọ Ògún, ọlọ́jà tí ń ṣọ́jà nílé òrìṣà. So, child of Ogun who guards the God's market. So you could say somebody that has an Ogun lineage. That could be an example of one of the oriki from people who originate from the lineage of Ogun. Yoruba people. We are, and I've said it a lot, we are the children of the primordial spirit, the primordial energy with which created the universe. Okay? So every single Yoruba person, and I haven't seen this in any other tribe, in any other culture, in any other people, where they are able to trace their lineage to the original spirits, the original man. Have you ever heard that before? Alkaline.
Sorry, trade what?
Trace their lineage to a primordial spirit.
No.
You've never heard that before, have you?
No.
But every Yoruba person, every Yoruba child can trace their spirit to the primordial forces. Like, you see, we don't just before humans, there were other energies, there were other beings on this planet, there were spirits on this planet, right? Mm-hmm. And it is from those spirits that the humans originate. The humans doesn't come from nowhere. Mm. Yoruba people, and obviously there are different spirits which govern different parts of the world. They're literally like departments, right? As I've explained before. Yoruba people can trace their lineage not only to the first man in their family tree, we can also trace it beyond the first human in our family tree, trace it to those spirits as well. How amazing is that?
Yeah, that's deep.
It's deep, right? Yeah. Yoruba people can trace it. They can trace it. They can trace their lineage beyond the first human. Because the first human came from spirits before we came in the form of human, with the flesh bearers, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Yoruba people are the only people that I know. There may be other cultures out there, maybe secretly, but I know for a fact I have never heard of any other cultures being able to trace their ancestry all the way to the primordial spirit, beyond the first human. It's amazing. Yoruba people are very special people. They're not, there's, we're spiritual people, but obviously a lot of people have tried to suppress it. They try to oppress that understanding. They've tried to, to hide it. They've tried to demonize it. Even Yoruba people themselves, some of them have, because it's been demonized so much, some of them have been trying to run away from it. They've been trying to run away. They've been trying to escape through Islam. They've been trying to run away through Christianity and through other things. Some people are trying to escape the reality of who they are, where they're from, and where they come from. They've been trying to escape it through westernization. You know what I'm saying? They want to become white people. They want to become people that don't have that traceability. People who are unable to trace their lineage all the way to the primordial spirit. We're talking about the foundations of the world. Tracing beyond humans. No, you know what I'm saying? So some people try to hide from it because it got demonized, because Christianity came, it told us those spirits are evil and those spirits are wicked, blah, 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 blah. They try to demonize it out of jealousy and out of trying to suppress our greatness, okay? Because when you have something like that, which is unique, and also it tells a story in itself. It shows you who was here first. Okay, but let's move on from that. That's not the topic of today's lesson. So let's move on from that. But obviously, it's deeper. And for the people who are who would like to join the Isheshe class, we talk about things like this more in the Isheshe Foundation program. We talk about it more over there for those who are interested, because this is deep. This is ancestral wisdom. This is ancestral knowledge that they have tried to suppress, and clearly they have failed. And God willing, more and more people will start to learn these things, because it's knowing, once you know who you are, where you're from, your approach to the world, your approach in terms of how you embark on your journey is completely different. It's unshackling, it's liberating. Okay, so let's move on. So lesson 5, àkọsílẹ̀ orin, so song transcription and performance. So write and translate a Yoruba song line by line, including rhythm, marks, and tone differences. Okay, so do you feel confident enough? Obviously, we don't have to do it right now. This is like an assignment, like a homework. The students, obviously, we've been learning. Remember, I warned everybody that this particular course is is an accelerated learning program. Okay, which has been intentionally practicalized, because I don't want it to be that, people just come for this, it's a 10-week program and they come after 10 to 12 weeks and then they just move on from that. No, I want people to absorb it. I want people to utilize it. Okay, so which is why, like I said, it's an accelerated learning program. We've intentionally made it challenging, but in a way that's fun, in a way that's that's educating, right? So yeah, we're going to be doing this, and I'm more than happy to help. Songwriting is something that I've done a lot of. So if anyone needs any guidance, like, maybe you just need a few, maybe do you need a chorus written for you? Should I give you the chorus and then you can go and finish the rest? Just let me know what topic, what would you like the song to be about? Just let me know and I can write that out for you quickly. Okay. So, and obviously the song is in Yoruba land. Music is also about, is more than just melodies. It is also about message. Okay. So what message or wisdom are you trying to impart in your music? It's something that you have to think about. Okay. Ọ̀rọ̀ nílù, ohùn ní orin. Ọ̀rọ̀ ní ìlù, ohùn ní omi. I'm missing one eye there. Ọ̀rọ̀ ní ìlù, ọ̀rọ̀ nílù, ohùn ní orin. Speech becomes drum, okay? Or drums become speeches. Actually, it's the other way around. Drums become speech. voice becomes song. Okay? So yeah. So if you need any help with that, just let me know a topic you would write. How about, writing your music about something we've actually learned in the lecture? How about writing your music about something like Iwa Pele? Something like, we can even write a song about Oriki. We can write a song about Oriki. We can write a song about paying homage, paying reverence. So whatever it is you like to write your song about, but again, I'm encouraging the students, the learners, make an effort. We can do it collaboratively as well. So if you would like to do it collaboratively, okay, we can definitely do that. Okay? So, which brings us to the end of today's lecture. So the ending of module review. So we've talked about what? We've talked about identifying Yoruba tones. Okay, we revisit the idea of tonality again, which we are always going to continue re-emphasizing, because Yoruba is a language of what? A language of tones, a language of tonality. We talked about different drums. Okay, we talked about different drums and their meanings, the significance of drums in Yoruba culture. We talked about that, didn't we? We talked about the importance of drums. We also talked about Ori, music, the importance of music, the function of music in Yoruba culture, in Yoruba cosmology. And also we talked about Oriki. We probably spent a bit more time on that one actually, and rightly so. So Oriki are basically spoken praises that describes the essence, lineage, deeds, character, or destiny of a particular person. Okay, it is not flattery, it is actually identity invocation, which is why it resonates with what? It resonates with one's Ori Inu, the Orisha within. Okay, which is why I said earlier, even if the person don't understand the words being spoken, there is something else that lives inside you in the part of your human brain called what? Called the limbic system. But the main scientific term for it is basically your thalamus, and it looks exactly like this. Okay? I have done extensive programs, lives, on this particular topic before, on Ori Inu. Obviously, I have also written a book about it, which is available on Amazon. So if people would like to learn more about what I'm talking about, the Ori Inu, your inner consciousness, your Orisha within, your divine guidance, okay, on this earth, your co-pilot. Okay, people don't know that when Olodumare sent us into this world, we were given a co-pilot, which sits in our brain, is in a part of the brain called the limbic system. Those who have studied neuroscience will be familiar with it. They may not understand it from a metaphysical or spiritual perspective, but they definitely not understand it from a biological perspective. Okay, and the book talks about it in great detail. Shout out to Potolo Bams. He taught me a lot on this topic and many more. Okay, so it is here. Very, very close to your what? To your hypothalamus, very close to your cerebellum and your hippocampus. It sits here. And it's an Orisha. When you view it in lateral view, this is what it looks like. It looks like a baby sitting on a throne. Owa lori apere. Okay? It's significant. This is what goes to work when the human goes to sleep. And it, from a neuroscientific perspective, it also teaches that this is what controls our impulses, our urges, our instincts. Okay? It governs things like cravings. I'm sure you've heard in science or biology, human biology, you've heard about the red blood cells and the white blood cells.
Correct.
You've heard about the army cells, which are the white blood cells. What do the army cells, what do?
Defend.
They defend. But who tells them when to defend and what to defend? We thought all of those things just happen because it just happens, right? But I'm here to tell you there is somebody who sits in the command center of the brain, which triggers all those responses. Okay? All those responses. This is the general who triggers the red blood cells as well as our instinct. When it comes to intuition, this is who governs it. And it's a metaphysical being, which means it's able to communicate not only in terms of our physical three-dimensional reality, but also it has a connection to what? The Olodumare support network. It connects to all the different Orisha and to Olodumare directly, which means it has access to the divine database. Okay, the Ori is a triadic system which consists of the Ikmori, your higher self, which are your super consciousness, your Ori Inu, which is your inner guidance, your subconscious mind, or your Ori Ode, which is your conscious mind, which sits above your head, your physical head. So for a human, in order for a human to perform at their optimum, you need all three being in alignment. Okay? Like I said, this book explains it in great detail. So if anyone's interested in that, the book is available on Amazon. It's called Ori Inu, the Orisha Within. Definitely pick it up. It explains that in a lot of detail. And the functions of it, how to awaken your Ori, how to gain alignment with your Ori, how to wake it up, how to make it work for you. Ori, is supposed to work for you. Okay, most people didn't know they had a helper, they had a worker, they had an assistant, they had a. When people go on holiday, when people go like Ibiza or Ayanapa, those holiday islands.
Yeah.
Typically, when most people that are leaving, maybe they're coming from places like England, you don't know where you're going, right? You're only there visiting that vacationing for like, let's say, a week or two.
Yeah.
But those holiday highlands, especially the hotels, they've got what? What do they have? They're called holiday rep.
Yeah.
If you go to places like Egypt, you'll find those people there that they know everywhere you need to go, all the attraction, they know, where, the best club, the best restaurants, the tourist attraction areas, all these things, monuments that you would like to see. They know the area because obviously they've been there before, right? They're familiar. They act as what? Tour guides. Yeah? What if I told you that before we embarked on our journey into this world, we were also what? We were assigned a tour guide. A lot of people have not been wandering in the wilderness because they have lost connection with their tour guide. We were never supposed to be doing this journey alone. You have a tour guide which sits in the most intimate, the most important part of the human anatomy, which is what? The brain.
The brain.
Yes. So the book explains it in great detail. So if anyone's interested in that, I'll definitely suggest you go ahead and join it. Before we started these courses, I actually used to, I think at least a couple of times a week, I would come and we would read from different chapters of the book. Some of it are available on YouTube, where we've read and we've explored different chapters from the book. So if anybody maybe you want to familiarize yourself, go ahead on my YouTube channel, Yoruba Ronu Publishing, and you'll be able to see the uploads. Sometimes we've done shows like lives just talking about the book, different chapters, different subjects, different topics in the book. We do it like sometimes 3 hours, 4 hours. So yeah, this is everything you need to know as a human being. Not only as a Yoruba person, But everyone, you need to have this information. You need to know how to make your ori inu, how to make it work for you. Your ori inu has many functions, both physically and metaphysically. Has many functions, which definitely you need to be aware of, which you at different points in time, you need your ori inu. People need it for manifestations, for attracting wealth. Your ori inu also serve as a firewall. You know, in computing, we have firewall, right? And we know what the firewall, the property, what it does. What does the firewall does? It sits in the computer and it basically filters out any intrusion. It protects the computer, the software, from any intrusions, which is why if you finish using your computer today, it's equipped with things like an antivirus, right? Your white blood cells are what?
The fires, defenders.
Yeah, the defenders, which they serve as antivirus, right?
Yeah.
Because white blood cells, whenever there's an intrusion of something which may harm your health, which may harm your blood, the white blood cells are released to tackle that thing and filter it out. So your firewall also has that kind of function as well in computing. It's got what is equipped with, most firewalls, they come equipped with antivirus softwares. So you may just be operating your computer, but at the end of your working day, you can go and click on your firewall and open it up. Then you're going to see a list of things that has been fighting in the background. You're going to see, oh, there's a phishing attack. Your firewall caught it. It filtered it out. Oh, there's a virus. Your firewall caught it. It installed an antivirus to kill that virus. You're going to see a list of the intrusions that your firewall was fighting. Whilst you were working away, your firewall has been fighting battles, right? In the background. Your ori inu acts exactly the same way. Your ori inu acts exactly the same way. It prevents spiritual attacks. It looks at your ori inu, because it's a metaphysical being. It can see what's coming ahead of you. Okay, it can see what's coming ahead of you. There is a proverb in Ifa which says, "Ori to ba fe karin, kò ní jẹ́ àsùn." Let me say that one more time. Ori to ba fe karin, kò ní jẹ́ àsùn. That means our ori that wants us to be mobile, that wants us to be doing things, won't let us sleep. And you can also reverse it. Ori tó fẹ́ ká sùn, kò ní jẹ́ àrìn. Okay? The head, your ori, which wants you to sleep, won't allow you to be up and about. Because your ori inu is your personal navigation in this world. It knows what's coming ahead of you. It knows what's going on. The things that your eyes can't see, your ori inu can see it. Sometimes you may find yourself, you book an appointment, you're supposed to be somewhere one day. All of a sudden, you overslept. You set your alarm, but your alarm, you're like, I didn't even hear my alarm ring. And you overslept and you get up, oh, wow, I'm late for my appointment, and you start running. But you think you missed I can't believe I overslept. But you don't know that you've got a co-pilot which is able to see ahead of you if there's likely to be a danger. Let's say that you keep to your schedule. If there's likely to be a danger around that time that you would have left the house, your ori will try to, intervene if your ori is working for you. Torí ẹ̀ la ṣe máa ń sọ pé orí inú mi jọ̀wọ́ gbè mí gbà mí gbé mi lárugẹ kí orí inú mi kó má bàa tòde jẹ́. That means my inner head, my inner consciousness, help me, guide me, uplift me, and do not allow harm to come to me. Do not allow my external head, which only knows what it can see with the eyes, right? Your external head is limited. Your conscious mind is limited to only the things that it can perceive with the eyes. It can't see the unseen, but your ori inu sees all of that.
Yeah.
So your ori inu is very important. So when you go to sleep, this is why it's important. And I've taught a lot of the my followers that you give instructions to your ori inu. When you wake up in the morning, you're supposed to thank your ori inu. And when you're going to sleep at night, you're supposed to give instructions to your ori inu. My ori inu, I need you to be on guard. Watch over me. while I'm sleeping. Do not allow any intrusion. Do not allow any attacks. Ma ori inu, because your ori inu is also called your oba and your mo. That means the king, the custodian of your destiny. Your ori inu knows your destiny, what you're supposed to do, who you are, where you're from. Your ori inu knows all of that spiritually. So you can give your ori inu some instructions as well. Ori inu mi jọ̀wọ́ ṣe mí ní ìrètí lóru, give me remembrance, let me know, give me messages, give me guidance, give me give me instructions, give me things, let me see, let me know what's coming ahead of me. Ṣe mí ní ìrètí lóru. Because one of the ways that Ori Inu can communicate to us, especially in visual form, is through the sleep. Which is why in Yoruba culture, your sleep, orun, àti àlá, your dreams are not just something that just happen randomly. No. Dreams are sometimes, in Yoruba cosmology, things preparing you for scenarios that are coming ahead of you so that you may know how to react, what to do, what decisions to take when you are confronted with those realities. Sometimes your dream is snitching on your enemy. Somebody's trying to do something. You dream that your friend did something funny. I don't know why I dreamt about my friend. I dreamt that I fought with my friend because he did this. Your dream is actually revealing to you things that are hidden. So when your Ori Inu is sharp, when you have the alignment, and the book teaches how you can establish the alignment with your Ori Inu, that connection, your Ori Inu is going to be helping you. It's going to be presenting you images in dreams, either things that are basically rehearsals of what's to come, or sometimes things that are hidden. But Ori Inu doesn't communicate it. Sometimes it's in parables, right? Sometimes it's in fragments, depending on your signal strength, your connection strength with your Ori Inu. Sometimes you may get the full picture in one dream, in one elaborate dream, which has different, all the various things that are coming. But in other occasions, you may find your dreams come in fragments. Sometimes you may have to dream 3 times to get the full picture of what's going on. Some dreams are like in parts. You get the part 1 today, maybe part 2 tomorrow. Sometimes maybe it's next week that you get the part 2. But which is why it's important to do what? To take note of your dreams. Whatever you see something in a dream, before you even understand it, write it down.
Yes, that's what I've been doing that for
That's good.
Past few months.
Yeah. Write them down. Dreams are gifts. I'm answering in the Yoruba. Allah ni ori inu fi ń bá wa sọ̀rọ̀. Allah, which means dreams are the medium through Ori Inu communicates with us. Allah ni egungun fi ń bá wa sọ̀rọ̀. Our ancestors, they communicate through us through the medium of the dreams. Allah ni Olódùmarè fi ń bá wa sọ̀rọ̀. The Olódùmarè, our creator, communicates to us through our dreams. Okay? So as Omo Yoruba, or as even the people that know Omo Yoruba, as Adulawo, Black people, African people, melanated people, we have to understand this. We have to learn this. We have to be familiar with this, because these are things that we've been equipped with, that we have neglected. Not because we want to be neglective, but because we have been, we lost our path. A lot of our civilization got attacked, got destroyed, got suppressed. So, but now that we are waking up, we are in an age of what? Awakening. Okay? We are getting those information back, and some of us are writing it out in books. Okay? Not because we're expert, but we learning as well. I congregate with a lot of our elders, a lot of Babalawo, a lot of our scientists. I have made references to neuroscience in some of the things I've been able to explain about your Ori Inu. You understand? Some of us are doing research, whatever. We don't know who's going to get the information, but what's important is if somebody gets in the information or gets the breakthrough, document it. Communicate it, share it. We have to share the information. It's not like the old, where this information were kind of held in secret societies, it was necessary at one point, because in order for some of our ancestors to preserve this information while the culture and our spirituality was under attack, they needed to hide some things. But we're no longer there. We are in an age of information now, in an age of enlightenment. It is time to share them, to use them. Okay? So yeah, so that hopefully, have you got any questions, anything you want to call out with regards to today's lecture?
No, I haven't got any questions. But yeah, just to add on, yeah, dreams are important, man. I think we've been deceived to be thinking it's just for resting when
Exactly.
Yeah. when it's not that.
No. It is information download.
Yeah.
It is information download, because when you are sleeping, your Orinu goes to plug to the divine database, the master database of the universe, and it's able to find answers. It's able to bring what's coming. Okay, what's the update? Oh, what's coming tomorrow? Oh, okay, was there anything we need to watch out for? That those information can be fed to you. Okay, which is why it's important to align with our Orinu. Tell your Orinu what you want. Tell your Orinu the things that you want, the things that you don't want. In Yoruba, we say, when we say in prayers or invocation, I'm asking, mo fe wa, ni ki ori wa ba wa fe. That means the things that I want, may they align with what our Ori wants us to have. Moko wa, the things that we don't want, hopefully our Orinu will also reject it. So mo fẹ́, and I enhance it to say mo fẹ́ wá tó máa dire tó máa mú ire gbogbo wá ní kí orí mi bá mi fẹ́, mo kọ̀ mi tó lè di ibi tó lè di aburú ní kí orí mi bá mi kọ̀. So you have to give your ori the instructions in the right way. Do your ori ki ori, praise your ori mi o ṣeun, mo dúpẹ́ pé orí tí mo yàn wá sáyé, orí mi ọba àyànmọ́ mi. Mo yìn ọ́, mo gbé ọ̀gá, ìṣẹ̀dá mi gbé mi lékè, gbé mi ga. You have to talk to your ori inú. A máa ń pe orí rọ̀, àkọ́kọ́ pe orí ẹ̀ rọ̀. Then after that, you say your praises. Mo dúpẹ́ fún oore tí ẹ ṣe fún mi. Mo dúpẹ́ oore àná, mo dúpẹ́ oore òní. Mo dúpẹ́ rírí jẹ, mo dúpẹ́ rírí mu. Basically, just saying thanks for all the favors of, I give thanks for my life. I give thanks for my health. I give thanks for what I've accomplished. I give thanks for the food. I give thanks for the drinks. I give thanks for the money. I give thanks. So basically, give your thanks. Okay? In Yoruba, the way we say prayers, the way we say invocations, it's structured. You start with what? Iba. Paying homage, paying reverence. Next after Iba is what? Idukbe, thanks. Then after that, then you can do your Iberi. You can ask questions, ask for favors, ask for things. Okay? But you start with what? Iba. Ìbà Olódùmarè, ọba tẹ́rẹrẹ kárí ayé, ọba àjíkí, ọba àjípè, ìbà àwọn tó láyé, ìbà àwọn àgbààgbà. You say your ìbà for the for the irúnmọlẹ̀, for the òrìṣà, for àwọn yàmí, ìbà àwọn àgbààgbà. Mo ṣe bá àwọn yàmí òṣòròǹgà, ẹyẹ bàgẹ̀bàgẹ̀, olókìkí oró ọlágógó idẹ, ìbà àwọn yàmí ọ̀pàkẹ́ ọ̀làkẹ́. You say ìbà to the primordial mothers, to the divine femininity. And then you start coming down to your parents. You say, to the ground. Ìyá, mo ṣe bá ilẹ̀ òkè, mo ṣe bá ilẹ̀, ìyá abẹ ní abẹ, afọkọ́yẹrí, alápò ire. You say, because the ground is a live organism. According to Yoruba people, the ground is alive. The ground is not just floor that we're walking on. The ground is a spirit too. And it's like a divine femininity. It's a feminine energy when it comes to the ground. So it's not fun. It's not by coincidence that you hear people refer to the ground as what? Mother Earth. So the earth is actually the ground, and it's a divine feminine energy. Okay? Because all of us, where do we return? With this body, our flesh, we return to the ground, right? Back into the what? The divine feminine womb, which is in the ground. That's where the body goes back into when we expire. Okay? So we aman sheba funle, mo sheba ile, yèyé, abẹ̀ní abẹ̀, afọkọ́yẹrí, alápò-ire. Then, obviously, you say you're Ìbà to bàbá, mo ṣe bá bàbá mi, mo ṣe bá ìyá mi, mo ṣe bá àwọn egúngún ará ọ̀run, mo ṣe bá àwọn ẹgbẹ́ músòmúsò fáwọn ẹgbẹ́, mo ṣe bá ọ̀tún, mo ṣe bá òsì, mo ṣe bá omi, yèyé ọ̀ṣun ṣẹ̀ǹgẹ̀ṣẹ́, àwẹ̀dẹ kó tó wẹmọ, ìyá rẹwà tí ń fi wúrà tọmọ rẹ̀ bùkún mi nínú ọlá rẹ̀. You're saying your Ìbà to the water, you know, the Ọ̀ṣun, the spirit of the rivers and the seas. Mo ṣe bá ajé olókun ògúngún nísọ onísọ bòjí. Now you're saying your Ìbà to Ajé, which is the spirit of wealth. And then after that, then you can start saying, okay, mo ṣe dúpẹ́ fún oore tẹ́ ṣe fún mi, mo dúpẹ́ oore àná, mo dúpẹ́ oore òní, mo dúpẹ́ oore ọ̀la, mo dúpẹ́ rírí jẹ, mo dúpẹ́ rírí mu, mo dúpẹ́ rírí lò, mo dúpẹ́ rírí ná, mo dúpẹ́ pẹ́ ṣọ́ mi láti alẹ́ àná títí dàárọ̀ yìí, tẹ́ fà mí lékú lọ́wọ́, tẹ́ fà mí lọ́rùn lọ́wọ́, mo dúpẹ́ oore àjíǹde ara, mo dúpẹ́ oore ìlera, mo dúpẹ́ oore ẹ̀mí. So after that, you know, you do your praises. Then after that, you've now opened the channels for you to then, you've earned the right to start asking for favors. You don't wake up and start asking for favors like they owe you something. You know what I'm saying? After that, then you start saying, okay, kí ire dé fún mi, kí ayọ̀ dé fún mi, kí rí bá ti ṣe kí n rọ́nà gbígbà, ọ̀nà oore ní kẹ́ là fún mi lónìí, ẹ tarí ire wá bá mi, ire lọ́tún, ire lósì, ire níwájú, ire lẹ́yìn. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n rówó lọ́wọ́, kí n lówó lọ́wọ́, kí n rájé mú, kí n kọ́lé mọ́lé, kí n ralẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀. You see, now you're talking about your ambitions, your things that you want, the things that you want to be, you know, that you want to create, the things that you want to be bestowed upon you, the blessings, you know, the favors, the opportunities. So that's how it's structured. So by doing that, practicing that every day, that's how we create the connection with our what? With our Ori Inu, our Orisha within. That's how you create the connection. By practicing that on a daily basis, you are what? You are establishing, maintaining the relationship between your Ori Ode, which is you and your physical head and your mouth, and your Ori Inu. Obviously, then you've got your Eponri as well. So that's the way it works. It's a triadic system. All three are supposed to be in alignment. So when a human being is performing at its best is when you have the alignments. If you don't have the alignments, you're just working with, 1/3 of your capacity. And this 1/3, it happens to be the most limited one out of the three. So yeah, it's important that we learn this. It's important that we know this. Anything else you'd like to add or any further questions?
Nah, nothing more to add, but yeah, man.
Okay, Mosheba, Wajunilo, Mosheba, Yami, Adebisi, thanks for the gift. La Sole Noir. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. If I'm not, my apologies. Thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, that brings us to the end of today's lecture. It's Yoruba Language, Module 8 or Week 8, essentially. Okay, where we've been learning about what? Let's do a quick recap once more. We've been learning about the tones, how to identify the Yoruba tones, the do, re, mi. Okay, we've been learning about what? The drums, the purpose of the drums, the purpose and the functions of the drums, the importance of the different types of drums that we have in Yoruba language. Because when it comes to Yoruba culture, okay, and spirituality, drums are more than melodies. Drums are conveying a message. So yeah, so drums. And then we talked about the songs, the purpose of the music, why, the music in Yoruba culture carries a message, either teaching wisdom, imparting a message, imparting some kind of knowledge. So we talked about the beauty of music, the different type of music available for different trades, for different functions, music. We also talked about the oriki. Okay, the spoken praise that describes essence, the lineage, the deeds, the character, the destiny of a Yoruba person. Oriki, and we broke it down to the different types of Oriki. Oriki Idile, which is family or lineage based. Oriki Ilu, which is for a particular kingdom or town. Oriki Omo, or personal Oriki for a person. Oriki Orisha, we have different Orisha, we have different energy, the primordial energy forces that are governing the earth. So we have Oriki for every single one of them. Obviously, the biggest one and the most important one is your own Ori, your own head. Okay, and then we talked about Oriki Oba, Oriki for royalty, kings, and queens and things like that. We've got their own Oriki. And we also have the Oriki Ishe for different professions in the Yoruba land. We talked about the hunters. We talked about the farmers. We talked about the blacksmiths. The metallurgists, we talked about all of that. They also have their own Oriki and so on and so forth. And at the beginning, and I said, for everyone, especially if you're a Yoruba person, you need to go and learn your Oriki, because your Oriki, like I said, they are basically verbally encoded messages which resonates with your Orinu, your Orisha within, your divine inner consciousness, your inner spirit, your divine guidance, your self-appointed navigation and guidance in this earth. Okay, which looks like this in the lateral view, in the parts of the brain called the limbic system. Okay, it looks like somebody, like a little baby here, sitting on a throne. Okay, so yeah, we've talked about all of that. So it's very important that you learn your Oriki. Like I said, I've got my own Oriki. How do we know our Oriki? You have to ask your ancestors, your parents. Start with your parents. If you're a Yoruba person, your parents should know your Oriki. If they don't know it, there's always somebody back home, somebody back in your hometown, your village, that knows it. You need to get it from them. Some of our parents, there's always somebody back home, somebody back in your hometown, your village, they're forgotten. So we have to go and do the research. It's important that we preserve them. It's important that you memorize them. And if you've got children as well, you have to make sure that you pass it down, because Oriki is very, very important. It's very, very important. And these are messages which awakens your Orinu, your spirit, your inner spirit. It awakens it. Even maybe you might be born in France, you may be born in China, but if you are a Yoruba person, these are encoded messages, even if you as a person don't have the language skill because you were not raised in the land in Yoruba, you were raised somewhere else, but there is something which lives inside you which understands the message, which is able to encode it, which feeds off it it's literally like plugging your phone to a charger. You understand? So something which lives inside you, your Orisha within, your Orinu, is able to interpret those messages. You should see, I'm sure if we go on YouTube, you can just search on YouTube to watch the way people's reactions when their Orinu is being sung to them, is being recited to them. Even babies. Go and watch. There are many videos out there on social media that you can see, okay, well, the baby may be crying, and they start singing that baby's Oriki, and the same baby starts smiling and become joyful. A baby that's not even speaking yet. That's because there is something that lives inside every single one of us, our Orinu, which understands, because our ancestors is encoded message. Oriki is encoded message. It's encoded. Our spirit knows it, even if we've forgotten, our spirit hasn't, and it reacts to it. It causes a spiritual reaction within you. Okay, so it's important that we learn our Oriki, we rediscover our Oriki, and we make sure that we preserve them so that we may pass them on to the people coming, behind us, our children. It's important that we learn them. You need it as well. You need to know your Oriki because it feeds your inner spirit. It's literally like a charger. It can awaken your inner spirit like that. Like I said, those are encoded messages which resonates with our inner spirit. So we have to make sure that we rediscover them, we preserve them, and we utilize them. You can use it to charge your spirit. If you're feeling down, go and if you got your oriki, let somebody sing it to you, or you can sing it to yourself, or you maybe have it recorded and then play it to yourself. It will uplift your spirit because your spirit feeds on it. Oriki is an encoded message which feeds, which resonates with our inner spirit. Okay, so thank you everybody for learning today. Alkaline, it's always wonderful having you online. Obviously, we are in week 8 of the lecture, so we're coming to. I think we've probably got 2 modules to go. But obviously, this is the foundation course. Like I said, we've got the intermediate and we've got the advanced Yoruba language programs available as well. But obviously, how do you build a house? You build from the foundation. You build from the ground up. Okay? If you want to build something that's going to be long-lasting, something that's going to stand the test of time. So in addition to that, we've got the Sheshe as well. We've got the Sheshe Foundation as well. But like I said, we're going to be restarting that from January onwards. We need at least 10 people to sign up for that. Okay? Because this is obviously the Yoruba language. We're dealing with language. In Sheshe, we start dealing with a lot of ancestral wisdom. Okay? So I need people to, to commit to that. Okay? We need commitment. We need at least 10 people to sign up for that if we're going to do it. Okay, 10 people who are going to sign up. If we can get at least 10 people, then we can get it going from January onwards. And I also made an announcement last week that we from January onwards, we are also introducing 2 additional courses. Business analysis. We're going to be teaching that in both Yoruba and English language. Business analysis. And like I said, business analysis, and also we're teaching project management as well. So 2 new courses that we add into our program under Yoruba Learning Academy. We are adding 2 new programs. Business analysis, each course is probably like between 10 to 12 weeks. There's an accelerated option available, but for people who would like to learn it in the same pace as everything else we've been teaching, it's a 10 to 12 week program. Okay? And those 2 programs have been enhanced with AI as well. So for those who have been paying attention, everybody should know that AI is the now and the future. Okay, so anybody who has any AI skills at the moment, you become really competitive on the job market. Okay, so for people who would like to learn that, so we're going to be teaching business analysis not only in the traditional sense, we are also teaching it in an AI enhanced way, how to utilize AI as a business analyst. Okay, to make your work more efficient, how to utilize AI in project management. We are teaching those skills as well, which will make people obviously give you the knowledge, but also make you more employable in those fields. Okay, because they're going to make your CV stand out and you'll be more competitive in those markets. So those who are interested, that program is going to be kicking off from January onwards. I think second week, maybe second or third week in January, because obviously while people are still eating their Christmas turkey and things like that, we don't want to start it too soon. But let's say from mid-January onwards, when people are ready to get serious again, after the party season, then we'll get it started and we'll start moving from there. Okay, so if anyone's interested, or if you know anyone who might be interested, definitely reach out to us. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You get me? So yeah, which brings us to the ending of today's lecture. As usual, it's customary to finish with some music, right? So let me choose something different to what we started with.
Oh my God. jáwé ifá. Òun gẹ̀ẹ́sì jáwé ifá. Èmi àgẹ̀sì jáwé ifá. Òun gẹ̀ẹ́sì jáwé ifá. Èmi àgẹ̀sì jáwé ifá. Òun gẹ̀ẹ́sì jáwé ifá. Èmi àgẹ̀sì jáwé ifá. Òun gẹ̀ẹ́sì jáwé ifá. Mo jí mo ire. Every day and every night kì í ṣáà máa ire. Open the door, make it enter. Space it dey, oh yeah, pa. Ire gbogbo no waste time. Pull up ìyára fi chester. Àjẹ ìjẹtán, ire nílé mi àjẹjẹ tán. Àjẹ ìjẹtán, ire lọ́dẹ mi àjẹjẹ tán. Ire mi ti dé o, Ifá kórè wá o. Ifá kórè wá ti mi o, ayọ̀ mi ti dé o. Ire gbogbo kọ́ máa bọ̀. Ire ọmọ kọ́ máa bọ̀, kọ́ máa bọ̀, kọ́ máa bọ̀, kọ́ máa bọ̀. Ire àìkú kọ́ máa bọ̀, kọ́ máa bọ̀, kọ́ máa bọ̀, kọ́ máa bọ̀. Ire owó kọ́ máa bọ̀, kọ́ máa bọ̀, kọ́ máa bọ̀, kọ́ máa bọ̀. Èmi àgẹ̀sì jáwé ifá, òun gẹ̀ẹ́sì jáwé ifá. 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 Ire ọmọ kọ́ máa bọ̀, kọ́ máa bọ̀, kọ́ máa bọ̀, kọ́ máa bọ̀. Ire àìkú kọ́ máa bọ̀, kọ́ máa bọ̀, kọ́ máa bọ̀, kọ́ máa bọ̀. Ire owó kọ́ máa bọ̀, kọ́ máa bọ̀, kọ́ máa bọ̀, kọ́ máa bọ̀. Èmi àgẹ̀sì jáwé ifá, òun gẹ̀ẹ́sì jáwé ifá. Èmi àgẹ̀sì jáwé ifá, òun gẹ̀ẹ́sì jáwé ifá. Èmi àgẹ̀sì jáwé ifá, òun gẹ̀ẹ́sì jáwé ifá. Èmi àgẹ̀sì jáwé ifá, òun gẹ̀ẹ́sì jáwé ifá.
Yeah, shout out to 100. 100 and nothing. So the music was brought to you by 100. Oba Orin is an amazing Yoruba artist, an amazing Isheshe artist. So if you're not familiar, definitely get familiar with 100. HONDREAD. HONDREAD. He's got all his music on all platforms. So check him out. He's a good brother as well. Check him out. So yeah, so Alkaline. See you again same time next week, hopefully. And have wonderful weekends. Ẹ ṣeun, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ bá wa like page tẹ́ àwọn tẹ́ ń tẹ̀lé wa lẹ́yìn. Thanks everyone. So Alkaline Donkey, definitely thanks for all your amazing efforts. And the progress you've made is amazing. So continue coming, continue learning, and using what we're learning as well. Okay.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thanks for the insight in the session, man. Thanks for.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. And I've got to be careful with this one now. La Sole Noir. La Sole Noir. Thanks for joining us as usual. Hopefully next time you can come up and we'll hear your voice. Yami Adebisi Eshontewa pẹ̀lú alọ́jọ́ òní o. Amariba ni wáyé sí lágbára Èdùmàrè. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend o. Gbẹ́sẹ̀ yín sókè kẹ́ máa jẹ ìgbádùn. Àríbá ṣe ń fẹ́ lágbára Èdùmàrè. Eré adé ayọ̀ adé. Degesh Abila. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but thanks for joining us today as well. I saw your comment. Nice program. I appreciate that. Follow the page. We do this on a weekly, but every week. Follow the page. And Anu Oluwa 001. Ẹ ṣeun tẹ́ wà pẹ̀lú wa lónìí o. Ẹ ṣeun tẹ́ wà pẹ̀lú wa lónìí. Àmàríbá ní ire ní ayọ̀. So yeah, we look forward to the next one. Hopefully we will meet in goodness and joy. So have fantastic weekends. Ó dàárọ̀.